Ladies and gentlemen, the day has finally come. Live filming with a 6-figure organic dropshipper that's done over 1 billion views with short form content promoting products on the internet. Now, inside this video, you're not only gonna be inside my mind, but virtually in the room with me as I'm filming an organic dropshipping video. We're gonna go through all the way from finding the concept and sound, all the way through the editing, the filming, all the way to me posting the video. Now, very shortly, you are about to see why the Money Making Committee has amassed almost over 1,200 new members just within 3 to 4 months of its creation. I've seen a couple live filming sessions on YouTube, but none of them even come close to the amount of value you're about to get out of this training session. Now, out of all the insane amount of value that's inside the Money Making Committee, the live filming portion of the course that I'm leaking right now has got to be the #1 most brought up thing. And it's for a good reason. This is about an hour long of you hanging out with me in the room as I craft an organic video. Now, before we get into the good stuff, I do want to remind you guys that this is leaked from inside the Discord. So the video is a bit older and your boy was kind of in the middle of a bulk. I was a little chunkier and unfortunately, I still regret it to this day. You don't have to bring it up. The pedo stash is on in the video. I just wanted to bring that up, just in case you get confused when you see an entire different person when we actually get into the live filming.
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that?
Beyond that, with that being said, let's jump right into it. Let's get after it. Get out your notebooks, do whatever you got to do, and let's start cooking.
Okay guys, so to make this video, to get this out as fast as possible and to not overcomplicate things and drag it on for days, and so I can get this video out to you guys as soon as possible, I'm not even going to screen record nothing. It doesn't need to be like this perfect screen recording that I have to sync up and edit later on. So this is kind of how I'm going to show everything, just for simplicity's sake. So a few things. Right now, it really doesn't matter the order, guys, of any of these processes. It really just depends on you, your preference, kind of whatever comes up first. And a lot of my ideas come out of nowhere when I'm not even intentionally trying to find an idea. So this is a little different for me, as I'm basically forcing finding an idea, if that makes sense. So first few things. I want to show you this in my notes. I created a new folder for it and just some older accounts. This is kind of how I structure things, okay? So anytime I'm scrolling or anytime I'm doing anything and I find or I think of some sort of hook or I see some video where I could utilize the hook or even the idea, I go straight to my notes. I already have a note written out, kind of like where I will put certain things for that account and for that product. And I'll do things like this, so for Glow Gesture, for example, every single time I find a random hook that I could use or one just pops into my mind, I automatically first thing come into my notes, throw it in here so I don't forget and I don't lose it, okay? And that goes for basically every account, right? Even this, for example. So another good thing to do is, when I'm scrolling or I find a good video, whether it's from TikTok, YouTube, whatever, I will copy the link, put it in the folder for that product. As you can see here, copy this vid, remake this vid, copy this, but change this, right? Basically just rough ideas of everything, okay? And I used to, if I'd have like a trillion different concepts, like when I was going really crazy with anime blades, so I would structure in bold letters, kind of like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I would kind of just structure everything out just to make things even easier when it came to actually recording, especially if you're really going crazy with a product. So this is how I structure everything. Now, when it comes to, I'm not going to go to my other side of my notes because you're going to see, actually, let me move it out of frame and I'm going to try to show you guys kind of an idea of what I'm talking about here. So outside of just the rough ideas, I know you're seeing me talk with my hands now. Let me find one real quick. Let me see here. Sorry. Okay, so this is what I will do when it comes to actually scripting a video. So that's just rough, right? Rough ideas, hooks that you can use, things of that nature, how I categorize everything I was just showing you. But when it comes to like the actual day or the time right before I'm going to record, I will go in depth right there. So it'll be kind of part of my recording process. I'll find the video concept, especially if it's a new one or it has something to do with 11 labs. Today's video isn't going to be 11 labs. So if you guys still want that one, I'll just make a separate video for it. But what I would do is I have the basic outline of it, rough draft, put into the other notes I've shown you guys. And then right before recording, I will come in and script it, okay? Trying to make sure everything is there, right? So we have, the hook, and this is only referring to scripted 11 Labs videos right now, but just to give you guys an example of my thought process. So we have a good hook no matter what. Then you have your meat and potatoes, trying to keep it, explain everything you can in the least amount of time as possible, right? You don't want to keep it forever long. Ending it off really well, almost a call to action of sorts, but not really. Just really giving them really good details. So everything in the video flows together well, and it's only leaving the, what the hell is that? No idea. It's only leaving the consumer or the person watching the video more inclined to want to purchase and realizing you are the person probably selling it. So yeah, and then this link right here below it was something that I took rendition from to copy, okay? Okay, so let's go back. Okay. So what happened here, where I'm at right now, is I've been scrolling on the account for Anime Blades, okay? Now, when I was scrolling on the account for Anime Blades, I already have, and I'm already following, and I'm already constantly engaging with anime videos, mainly anime edits. Now, obviously use common sense. This is specifically for anime, but do the exact same thing for your own products, okay? And anime is just a little easier just because there's all kinds of accounts that do like anime edits, things of that nature, etc. So I was coming through and I heard a really good sound. Now, this was completely, unintentional. This is kind of what sparked the idea for me to make another video for it today and then now start this recording. This part was found unintentionally. I was just scrolling, okay? Okay, so boom, I saw it. I was like, damn, okay, that's kind of a vibe. And I noticed it's very viral, right? I look at the comments just to kind of check things out. I'm noticing, okay, it's a tiny bit older, a little over a week. I go check out her account now, okay? So boom, perfect account. I use all kinds of accounts like this for sounds, ideas, things of that nature, mainly sounds, right? So within my niche, within anime in general, these are now sounds that are viral within the niche. So this sound, for example, okay? This sound is viral in the anime niche, okay? Now let's see how long, or maybe if it, check to see if it's burnt out, or if it's, what you want to look for is, let's say I go press on all these top videos, you want to see it with at least within the last week. So like if you're seeing like yesterday or 1 day ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 5 days ago, banger. That means it's currently going viral within the niche, okay? So 7.3, 7.2, 1 million, I mean, that's a little not in our niche, but it's still going viral 1 day ago. Okay, 6:30. So based on like the actual anime posts, it's a little older than I would like, okay? But still usable 100%, okay? Then I'm gonna start checking through, okay? So I found this sound. Okay, and specifically for Anime Blades, I already know I like to use sounds that have like that sort of beat drop, right? Because it's really good and has a really nice audio and visual effect for when I turn the swords on with a lot of the concepts that are already winners for Anime Blades. So when I find sounds like this, 9 times out of 10, I will save them and use them. Let's listen one more time. See, bro, so I'm already just kind of, as soon as I'm hearing the sound, I'm already getting into a sort of flow. And I'm at a point right now with Anime Blades where I'm just trying to vibe. I'm using all my winning concepts, but try to just literally just make them as visual and vibey as possible. So as soon as I heard this one, like, bro, I'm already jamming to this shit. Like, I'm already in my mind, like, okay, I could really flow with this shit. I can do some cool panning with the camera, with the product. I can do maybe some zoom in, some zoom outs and post productions that'll look really fucking crazy and flow with it really well. So as soon as I heard this, okay, now I'm going to investigate the sound, okay? Now, just like we did on the other one. So as we already know, this is viral in the anime niche, okay? It's working in the anime niche, and as we click on it, we're seeing more anime, right? So the other stuff is irrelevant. We just need to make sure other anime accounts are using it, and it'll help start to target people who are already watching anime. So 18 hours ago, that's what we love to see. 1 day ago, right? That's what we love to see. 5 days ago. Okay, 3 days ago. So this is currently going viral in the anime niche, okay? Boom, automatically, I already fucked with it. I'm already getting ideas in my head. I am now going to use this sound for the product, okay? So boom, now I found the sound for the video I want to make today. Like I said, today's video is not going to be 11 labs. It's mainly just going to be just a basic vid. Now we're constructing the whole video though, okay? And now I'm going to run you through where my head is at and what my ideas are. So I already have it in mind with my winning concepts. The unboxing vids do really well, okay? So And I now have, as you guys know, I have the new part of the office, the renovation I just did to the wall. So my idea already going into this was I want to make one where everything looks super aesthetic. And I'll kind of go ahead and show you guys real quick where everything looks super aesthetic. And I'm thinking somewhere along the lines of like right here and maybe Demon Slayer playing on the TV, okay? So I'm already having that in mind, okay? All these ideas, the whole thought process, everything is just really coming collectively, just as I go through things and as I go through the process. And you guys will start to understand more of, you'll get in this sort of flow state, especially after you're already deep into content and you just understand all the basics really well. Okay, so now we found our sound. I know kind of my positioning on it and what concept I'm gonna be using, which if you are this is a great time to go to this. So let's say you are just trying to find a brand new concept, okay? Now, and you're not this deep into a product and you don't have, 5 to 10 literally winning different concepts that bang. I mean, literally that's one, just from face value, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different concepts right there that are already winners that I can replicate and change, right? And still have them hit, okay? But if not, like I already said, there's gonna be a list somewhere in the Discord. I don't know where I'm gonna put it yet, but you're going to find not just any content, okay? You're going to want to find good drop shipping accounts, okay? Like Anime Blades, like this account, Spidey Face, like the other ones I'm gonna show you, okay? Now this is where you can go to get rendition and find concepts easily if you don't just organically come across something and you're just having a really hard time coming up with ideas. Great place to come and look for content. Also, if you're running dry on hooks, like for Anime Blades, for example, like I hate having to reuse the same hooks over and over and over again, and I don't want to dry them out too fast. They still are, a lot of them are still really good hooks to use, but I don't want to use them for every single video. So I will come to all of these accounts. So we're already past finding new concepts, okay? Just looking at all these accounts, you can scroll through all these hundreds of videos they've done and you can find good winning concepts. That part's easy, okay? Just use your own common sense with it. But now let's say I'm dry on hooks. So we already have the audio for the video. I already know where I'm at, what I want to use as the background, the visuals, all that, and the vibe. And it's going to be the unboxing, the winning concept I already have. Or if you don't have already winning concepts because you're not that deep into a product, we know to go to these big accounts, which there'll be a list inside the Discord. And now we can start looking and finding concepts to take iteration from, whether you want to copy them one for one, you want to take ideas from them, or they're not very fitting to your product, and you can just get kind of somewhere to start a base area. These are really good accounts to go and look for. Also, where they're super valuable is just picking brains, right? So these are other good drop shippers, okay? So, it wouldn't surprise me at all if these same sort of people are not going to other big accounts to do this exact same thing. It just makes sense, right? You're in the brain of a good drop shipper. So when I'm running dry, when I can't think of a good hook, or I think, oh, I want to find a different hook that may be cooking, I will go and also look at these accounts, right? And skim through them, okay? Decent hook, not a good time to use it, okay? Christmas oriented, that's a whole different ballgame when we're getting into seasonal stuff, seasonal content. Simple unboxing, very similar to the concept we're about to do. Okay, we're not going to be doing a prototype or a transitional or of course I'm having some brain fog here, but we're not going to be doing the comparing videos today. Okay, so this hook could work decent, very fitting for his product. Another thing where all these certain accounts really come in handy for me is these are all very closely related to Anime Blades. Okay, you're in a passionate niche. It's more geared towards, a little bit of a younger audience. Super gimmicky, super toyish. So just really high-tech gadgets of people's, hobbies. Almost toys, basically. So these are really great, and I can almost bar for bar every video transition to Anime Blades. So this is just a really basic hook. A little bit of a lazy hook. These work. It just depends. If you're really, really dry, you can use something like that and just try to have the video itself carry. But they're good enough to get you started. POV, you're the real Spider-Man. Okay, so right now, guys, what I'm doing is I'm just skimming through to find good hooks. Okay, so we're not going with that concept. You're in a Spider-Man game lobby. Okay, mid. Not the concept we're looking for. Right now, we're just skimming. We're trying to find good hooks. So I've been noticing 20K, okay. There's another one through here. Where was it? 30K. Okay, both of these kind of basically just saying like, oh, you're the real life Spider-Man, or you became Spidey. Okay, so now in the back of my mind, I'm in my head already. So we can kind of go ahead and go to notes, just so you guys can't see that real quick. We're going to go to notes. And so now I can start constructing a little bit of a hook. Okay, I'm doing this for visual purposes. A lot of the time I'll just have it in my head and already know what the hook is going to be. Right now he's getting decent amount of views with those hooks that are basically saying like, oh, you're the real life Spider-Man. And he's using POV. So we can go POV. Let's think POV. We can go two ways with this. Okay, so within the niche of anime blades, the people with the swords and stuff, majority of them are called Hashira. Okay, so POV, you just became a real life Hashira. Now, I'm not going to get too deep into this, but this is basically backing up exactly what I was just saying about, I'm sure they even go to other accounts to do this exact same method. I used basically this hook, the hooks he's using. I'm not going to sit here and say that he definitely took them from me, but it is a possibility. I used this hook literally 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. This exact same hook basically saying POV, you're this. So he very well could have got that from our account, but for the purposes of this video, we can still use it again. I only used it like once or twice, and I haven't used it in a really long time, so it can still work. POV, you just became a real life Hashira. So now, with that being said, this is super niche, right? Only people who are watching Demon Slayer are gonna know what this is. Okay, so this is good and bad. Okay, it's not gonna help as much in just general audience of anime, but it's definitely gonna help if we hit all those Demon Slayer fans. It just depends on which one you're gonna go for. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I want to try to get everybody just as many views as possible, and then we're still gonna get those, Demon Slayer fans obviously seeing it and noticing it. And then sometimes it's like, okay, but let's test this out. It's really just like with every other product, every other account, you're just constantly testing, trying new things as much as possible. So it really doesn't matter. For this one, we could go a couple different ways. POV, you just became a real life Hashira, or depending on the sword I'm using, for this one, I'm going to use Rengoku's. The character's name is Rengoku, and that's because he's one of the main, most known characters. So his sword, every time I use it, does really well. So I could go POV, you just became Rengoku, or POV, can't remember, he's either the flame Hashira or the fire Hashira. Yes, it's weird, there's a difference in the anime. POV, you just became the flame Hashira. Okay, so now we have a rough idea. El Paquito in the Discord. Yes, for sure, brother. POV, you just became the flame Hashira. So now you guys are starting to understand, right? Just based off those one or two hooks I was seeing, we're now converting them to our product in multiple different ways, okay? I probably won't come up with a final ideation of the hook until literally I'm in the final part about to post, and I'm just kind of playing around with the words, seeing which one looks the most appealing and feels the most appealing right before I post. Okay, so now we have our hooks, right? Or at least we have a really good idea, and our hooks don't matter while the video is getting made. So this could even wait until after the video, but definitely you should have a rough idea before you start making content, no matter what. Okay, but for all of you also still looking for concepts, whatever, etc., these are all these accounts, right? I would say anything with more than 70,000, 60-ish thousand followers, go and study all of their videos, hook ideas from them, things of that nature. We didn't end up having to look through all of them because we found a banger off rip from Spidey Face. But there are all kinds of accounts like this. This account in particular, they don't do very well on TikTok. They actually cook on YouTube mainly, but still really good content. Don't matter that they go viral on TikTok or not. Okay, so now we have our sound. Okay, we found our sound. We have it added to favorites. We have our hooks, okay, that we've already come up with. Now, I already have my concept that I'm ready to go with and that I already know. Basically, rough outline of what I want to do. Now, it's time to get into actually creating the content. So now we're going to switch over to that. Okay, guys, so right now, the sword I'm using, it has a charge, so this is a perfect time to kind of go over just like the basic stuff. I try to put the camera in the corner of the room so you can kind of just basically see everything I'm doing. Right now I'm getting the lighting set up, okay? You don't have to go too overboard with the lighting. I used to go really crazy and it would take so much of my time just to barely see any bit of a difference. And then when I kind of cut it back a little bit on trying so hard to get every little detail perfect, I saw a positive ROI out of it, so I've kind of done less ever since. Specifically for this video, let me show you guys it kind of like what kind of visual I'm going for here, which I did in the last one, but this is where I'll show you. So I already have set up on the TV. Now guys, just because you're seeing this doesn't mean like, oh, now I'm just gonna go and try to copy Ethan's exact video. Nothing like that, guys. This is just for this video. This is just for basics. Like, you should just be taking
what I'm saying in general for this is basically just training, okay? So, you know, this just so happens to be what I can do with this product, okay? So don't just go and like start making videos trying to get a TV in the background or your laptop in the background making everything look cheesy, nothing like that. It just so happens that I just so happen to set up a really nice looking background, and this looks ridiculously aesthetic, and I haven't tried it yet, so it's at least worth attempting. I have a feeling that this kind of black backdrop will look really crazy with the swords, and I already have a TV mounted into the wall. So what I've done is, and this is just little gems, right? Little ways to think, okay? I went to Demon Slayer, the series. I went and found the most commonly known episode in the entire anime, which is when the character Rengoku dies, okay? And it also has a really good visual. It's like he starts doing this flame shit. It looks really orange. It just looks really neat. So it's relatable to everybody. Anybody who's seen it, they've at least seen this part for sure, or at least have heard about it. So it's relatable, and people know exactly what's going on the moment they see the video and when this is going on in the background of the video. Now, also, another thing I'm gonna be doing is, let me get this set back up over here. Another thing I'm gonna be doing is, and this is just my own speculation, but I am going to take off my watch, just so I don't, I every now and again I get lazy and I'll leave it in there, but I take it off majority of the time. Because in my mind, and this is just the way I'm thinking, right? Are the weebs kind of like these anime people? They're probably not wearing $1,000 watch, right? They're probably like, so that's not relatable to them. Does that make sense? So I leave it off. But what is relatable is other types of jewelry, and this is in all niches. I've tested it myself. I've even seen other people try it, test it. 100% without a doubt, you're gonna see a positive return on your engagement and stuff if you're wearing some piece of jewelry. Now, it's not end all be all. You don't have to, but it does help. I've tested it myself over and over and over again. At least some sort of little bracelet. You can try rings too, nice cool looking rings. It just gives them a little more something to look at. It makes it just a little more visually appealing, especially if it looks good. Just things of that nature, that's something to keep in mind. So for the lighting, I'm setting it up. Hopefully you guys can see everything. Let me make sure. Okay. So I'm going to be standing here to make the video. This is where I'm gonna be at. I'm gonna go over everything, you know, actually in depth when I'm recording, when the sword gets done charging. But right now I'm getting everything set up. So my light, it doesn't have to be insanely perfect, guys, but my lighting, it's definitely important though, okay? You don't want it to look like dog shit, okay? You need to use something to make it look better. I wouldn't have went nearly as viral if I weren't using lights and lighting, okay? It makes your products look better. It makes everything look more visually appealing, all things of that nature. So I have my light set up. Used to, you know, when I was always trying hard on the lighting and it just really didn't matter as much as I thought it did, I would have like 2 fucking boxes set up right here, constantly like trying to get everything perfect and shit. Just something to make sure the product's well lit and you can see it really well. I'm trying to think of everything. So for this video, before we jump into like actually recording, I have a chess piece, which all of you guys know in the FAQ or one of the channels in the Discord. I have a whole Amazon thing set up for you to get this, the chess piece, the right tripod, microphones, everything that you'll need to record, okay? So for this video, for this instance, it's like I use both hands. So this isn't a must, but I do use this thing a lot, I will tell you that. Or at least a tripod if I'm super stationary in a video. But I will use this for products like this where you want to use both hands, okay? It's also visually appealing because you have to think like, these are very minor things that really barely matter, but just a little bit of a bonus, right? Somebody's gonna be like, holy shit, he's using 2 hands. They have to cognitively think, okay, this is a little out of the ordinary, because not every video you see on TikTok is somebody able, right, to give you that visual, both hands, shit looks like it's floating. That's irrelevant, but that's just little things I think about all the time. So that's where we're at. I have my box. Okay, now this shit looks ridiculous, but it does help a little bit more with the visual effect and helps me make the beginning of the video a little bit longer instead of just doing the grand reveal off rip. In this video particularly, I'm gonna go over that in the next clip, like when I'm actually really going for it and this is done charging. But I got my box. This one's gonna be an unboxing video. Got my tripod, got my lighting set up, the good background, all my visuals are set up, everything is ready to roll. Now, in my head, as I am going into the video, going into making the video, I'm gonna show you guys this real quick. So I am in TikTok, right? As I'm prepared to make the vid, I'm going to keep listening over and over to the vid or to the sound, right? I'm really getting myself in this groove, in this jam, in this vibe of, okay, like this is how I wanna be moving my hands. Like if I'm listening to this, listen to this, right? Off rip, I'm getting an idea of, okay, what kind of visuals do I want to be creating and whatnot when I am going into the start of the video. I'm thinking, okay, so I heard this. I don't want to start on this exact second, okay? I don't want to start right when it starts. I want to start when he first starts saying reincarnated. So I'm not going to start at the very beginning. I'm starting there, right? Right when he starts talking. So now I'm keeping that in mind when I go to create the video. And in the post-production, you'll see, you'll understand a little bit more of what I'm talking about. But we'll just talk about that later. I don't want to confuse you guys so far on. But you guys will see how I'm able to sync up my sounds so well with my videos while still using the audio within TikTok, which all it is a basic screen recording. And then I will go and put it into CapCut under the video as the audio, edit the whole video to it, and then I will remove the audio and keep the normal audio, and then go into TikTok and, you know, move the audio to the right place, and boom, just like that. I'm using the viral audio in TikTok while still being able to sync it up perfectly while not recording in TikTok, and you guys will see that in the post-production part when I'm in CapCut. Expose him, I'm gonna have to hopefully blur that out, both of them, blur them out, rip. But yeah, so hopefully I remember to delete that out so you guys don't see one of my swords that are popping off. So now we're completely ready. I'm waiting for this the sword to charge. I have my lighting set up. I have my tripod that I won't be using because you guys are using it. I have my handy dandy chest piece, lighting, visuals. We're ready to go. I'm waiting on that to charge. I'm keeping it in my mind. Another thing is, guys, before I get right into filming, like I said, with the audio, I'm gonna consistently, as I'm recording, I'm gonna keep going back and forth in the actual recording process. I'm gonna keep going back and forth just so I can make sure my vibe is still there with the audio, okay? I can't tell you how many people I see, right? And it's just beginners in content, there's nothing wrong with it. But, you know, you're going to see a dramatic difference in if I can make movements and move my hands and arms to that vibe of the audio compared to just doing it and then overlapping that audio. Okay, you're gonna see the difference. I might try to show an example of what to do and what not to do in the recording process. But that's it for basically just the over explanation of getting everything set up, where my mind is at. Now we're gonna get into actually recording. So now we're ready to record. The sword is charged up. Just another little gem. The reason, you know, I took that time to let it charge is I could have just recorded. It did, like, it's still lit up, but just to give it the best possible kind of visual effect, I charged it up, let it really get almost basically fully charged. So now it will look just that much better in video, okay? These little steps matter. These are, you know, what helps create crazy virality. Just taking little things like that into consideration. So you can 2x, or I mean 1.5x or 1.25 speed up the video. This part is gonna be a little more dry, a little more slow, because I mean, it's gonna be literally me, like, I'm not gonna stop recording. Like I said, this whole thing is raw, so you can genuinely get a feel, like, of exactly what is going on, and somebody who's done literally almost 1 billion views, exactly what they're doing, what they do, things of that nature. So it's gonna be a lot of me going back and forth while I'm recording. I like to go, like I said, I like to go back to the video, back to the audio, so I make sure I'm keeping the vibe. Right now, where we can go ahead and get started is, so in my mind, we're still on that same audio, right? I'm thinking about when and where I want to transition, okay? So when you're making videos, especially if you're trying to make them for this exact concept, mainly like it's just a basic video, but the more I can vibe and make it aesthetically pleasing in all aspects, the better the video is going to turn out. So in my mind right now, compared to the audio, I'm thinking how long the duration of clip is, how I want to transition. Do I just want to do basic transitions where there's nothing crazy? Do I want to do transitions where it's a boom, 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 right? And then intertwining them to make it look like, you know, some crazy shit. I think for this one, there might be one, it honestly just comes to me while I'm recording, or if I hear a certain thing in the audio that might make it better. It all really just depends. This is more of like an on the fly thing. And another thing to keep in mind, guys, just like everything else, these basic parts right here, like me actually recording what I'm actually doing, there's not really much to teach you. It's still gonna be great for you guys to see me do it and hear me say why I'm doing it, etc. But things like this is all self-discovery, right? Like, I can't teach you, hey, I heard this, and then, so that's why I went in like this, and I did that. That's gonna be self-discovery, just you getting better at content in general. This is still gonna be super beneficial and super valuable to you guys. But yeah, so basically now, sword is in the box. I'm ready to record. I have a couple ideas in mind. I think what I want to do, I'm still kind of coming up with how I want to start it. And when I'm going to transition in clips. So what I've come up with thus far is this first part. I think, and I'm trying to kind of position you guys the best way possible so you can kind of see where I'm at here. Let me see here. And like I said, guys, I'm not cutting, and I'm keeping this so raw, just so like I can get this out to you guys today, the moment I get done recording. The editing takes so long with these super long videos and trying to make everything perfect. So I have it on the floor here, mid-ass carpet. So I don't know if I want to leave it there. What I might do, so here's my thought process with this, okay? My thought process is basically, I'm either going to start at the beginning where he's reincarnated, blah, 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 and just do this really nice visual. I've done it one other time before. It performed decently well, to where I kind of just graze over the box, okay? And then you see all the characters. That's automatically letting them know it's going to be Demon Slayer oriented, blah, blah, blah. So boom, we're hitting the niche off rip. I'm either going to do something like that, or I was thinking something completely out of the normal, where I kind of, let me get you guys back in frame real quick. I'm either going to do that, or I'm going to come right here into where I have my phone set up. We're gonna go ahead and get that set up. Hopefully you guys can see me right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and get on my camera, videoing, everything's in the right aspect, etc. Now I'm here, everything is set up. I'm actually gonna change, and like I said, guys, you can speed up this video a little bit. It is gonna be rather lengthy. Just give me a couple dry moments, but still super beneficial. You guys are gonna learn a lot from this, gain a lot from this. This is what I do. These are a little faulty. I'm actually might start looking into a different chest piece, just because this one's so weird. It kind of gets in the way really a lot. So right now, the other hook, visual hook idea I have in mind is just coming here. And with this product, oh yeah, that looks really good. Let me get you guys over here where you can see it. So I might go for this one. Hopefully you guys can see it. Let me see. Okay, yeah, hopefully you guys can see my phone at least a little bit. Let me get you right where you can for sure. Okay, so right here, okay, for this product specifically, the 0.5, going into 0.5 or 1, it really just depends on the product. For this product specifically, and kind of what I'm trying to do here for this exact concept, I'm going to put it in 0.5, but only certain parts. When I want something to look really, really good, really aesthetic, really just, oh my gosh, visual, I like to keep it at a 0.5 because it does hurt the quality just the tiniest bit. But for something like this, it's okay to have it in 0.5. So I can get like the whole box, because look, if you can see in 0.1, it's like harder. It's so much closer up. It's going to be really hard to get that visual. So I'm either going to do an old hook, something, just because that background is so nice now, it doesn't really matter to be reusing different things. I might do like an older kind of hook where I kind of bring it up, which is really good, guys. Like, this is not common. This is going to be a scroll stopper no matter what. This background, and then just the contrast of the color with the black, and then, you know, me actually having the episode running, which I should get going right now. This is going to look really, really good. It's definitely going to be a good visual hook. Let me get back on that real quick. And remember, guys, this is just to give you a rough idea, get you guys to understanding more and kind of where I'm coming from. Definitely don't want the audio on. But not for you to copy one for one. So now I'm making sure the background, everything looks fire, everything looks good. We have our lighting set up. Hopefully you guys can still see everything. Let me try to hold this and see. Okay, so I need to scoot up just a little bit. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see the other stuff. But if you can see the TV, which you kind of can, you can see how visually good that looks, right? With all that red and stuff. Plus, like I already said, super relatable to the niche. Easily recognizable. They've all seen this episode for sure. Okay, so now we're here. I'm going to center the TV perfectly so it's super aesthetic. And I think, honestly, for hooks, I could do multiple different ways. Boom. That honestly looks pretty good, bro. Just because the background is so crazy with the new wall I have set up, that might just work itself. Just boom. Okay. Let's see here. Like I said, guys, super raw. There's going to be a lot of moments where I'm literally just sitting here trying to think of things. Trying to figure out in my mind which one I feel like looks more aesthetically pleasing. I like that. I really like that, honestly. That just looks good. Okay, so I'm gonna get the hook going right there. I already know in my mind, so I'm gonna restart this. In my mind, I already know. So for simplicity's sake, when I'm recording, I like to when I have a clip in mind, I like to go for the clip. It just makes post-production so much easier instead of spending hours and forever, actually sitting there, cutting everything up, shaving off all the bullshit when you weren't recording or weren't doing whatever. So I like to get the clips done quickly. But there are moments where I will sit there and retake a clip like a trillion times, and then I just got to get over it and edit it in post-production. So here we go. Everything's looking beautiful on the TV. I'm actually going to leave that right there where it is. This will be a perfect time to start recording. And we're going to get that exact hook I want. So I'm here. Okay. So another thing, guys, so now you can just kind of check me out visually. Bringing this in frame, in my mind, boom. Okay, I don't want it just stand still. I'm going to follow it as I come in. I'm going to follow the box. Now, another thing, you guys are just in my mind right now. I want that aesthetic part. Okay, I won't go without it. That's the whole point of me being on here. So I'm not gonna be lazy. It went too far, and I'm already recording, and now I'm done there. That video's over. Now I know, okay, I'm not even gonna use that video, so then that's less time in post-production. Starting a new clip here. And, okay, super nice looking visual. Sometimes I'll even wait. Now, another thing real quick. We're gonna make sure that the camera is cleaned off. Sometimes I forget. It's a really good idea to just constantly be doing. It'll leave like this gray, almost smoke look over the camera, which you don't want. Okay, so our lighting's perfect. We got Rengoku in the background. Now we come in. That's really good right there. So I'm thinking follow it as it comes in a little bit. You guys will see kind of the visual I go for here. Wait for it. We're waiting for that background to come in nice. And boom. I didn't like that one that much. Coming again. Boom. Nope, our background wasn't there, so we're gonna come in again. Boom. Fucking, of course it's gonna keep fucking us. Okay, good, background's coming in. We're gonna wait for it. Rengoku's eye. Okay, I don't like that much. That one wasn't bad. I'll try one more when the screen looks really good. Wait for it. Okay, I like that a little bit. I'm gonna do it a little different. Background's good enough. That's just gonna be a quick little 2-3 second clip at the very beginning. A good visual hook. So now, probably shouldn't have done that so violently, what the fuck. Now I'm kind of in my head, I'm processing, okay. Now let's go back to the video, to the audio that we like, that we're using, okay. Now I'm here in my head. I'm thinking, what's our next clip? Reincarnated. So right there on that reincarnated, okay, that's when the box is going to be coming in. Boom. We already have that. We've already mapped that out mentally. So now I'm thinking in my head, okay, I want to change clips just to make everything flow really well. I'm going to change clips every single time he goes onto a new phrase or starts another sentence, basically. So reincarnated, one clip. I was stargazing. Another clip, okay? And this is, like I said when I found this audio, I'm looking for a beat drop, right? So this is more of just like an unboxing build up to a grand reveal type of vibe. So the build up is there, So I'm gonna slowly unbox and get to actually showing the LED later on in the video. So now, first clip, I was stargazing. Okay, so I was stargazing needs to be a tiny bit longer than reincarnated, right? That clip. So what I'm thinking in my head for that clip is, I'm hoping I didn't just record all that shit and then you guys can't see it. I'm trying to get you guys in the best position possible to be able to kind of see what I'm doing. Okay, so now I'm trying to think in my head. So I know the audio, we know where we're going, we already have our first clip. So what we're going to do is now I'm gonna keep replaying that, by the way, guys. This background, I don't want it to just go on. I'm just gonna keep having the fire shit in the background. And that could also work as a little bit of controversy if I keep having the same clip play over and over and over and over in the background. Not the best controversy, but it could work, and you know, somebody say something about it. So we're still looking, because I just want that constantly just super eye-catching sort of visuals on the screen. So now in my head, I know I want to vibe a little bit more with the music, and when I do, and this will be in post-production, but the clip is not just going to be that. In post-production, which is editing, since I want to really vibe with the music, I will do some sort of zoom in where it's really flowing with the music. Sometimes, like, it just depends on which one I want, like which exact effect I want. Sometimes I can get away with just making the basic clip and then doing it in post-production. And sometimes if I want a clip to have like this exact specific vibe, I'll take it like you guys saw me holding it. I'll take whatever I'm doing, or the phone, or wherever the fucking brain fart. I'll take the phone, I'll hold it, wherever the product is. I'll do the zoom in myself. I'll do like the sway with it, whatever it may take to get like that super, really nice effect that I'm looking for. So, in my head, this is where I'm at. It's an unboxing, so I'm thinking for the unboxing part, we're gonna listen to the audio once more. I know now the clip I'm on is I was stargazing, okay? Okay, so I think for the I was stargazing part, I'm gonna do like this sort of sideways. I've done a similar clip before. I'm gonna do a sort of sideways sort of visual. So I'm gonna have it here, phone and all, with the box. As I'm opening it, it'll have this really cool look. I was stargazing as I open it and turn with it. So it'll have like a zoom in at the beginning, and then boom, we're in the midst of the unboxing sort of concept. Everything's just looking crazy. Everything's super engaging. So boom, a zoom in, and then we have a turning sideways while I open the box. So I'm just doing this basic concept, but I'm turning it into a party. You feel me? So now it's, you know, we still want to think what's next. We don't just want to go clip by clip, because then we might, you know, mess up future clips. So okay, so now I'm in my head. I'm already thinking of future clips. These could change. You know, whatever happens while I'm in the midst of recording. But now I'm thinking, okay, unboxing sideways. I was stargazing. We're gonna do this one more time. Reincarnated. I was stargazing. Life goes on. I need all my babies. So I'm thinking life goes on. I pull it out. I need all my babies. I slide the sword handle in, and catch it with my other hand. Again. Reincarnated. I was stargazing. Life goes on. I need all my babies. Okay. Life goes on. I pull it out. I need all my babies. I hit and I grab it, and you guys will see when I actually start recording. And then I'm thinking on the ga, obviously the bass drop. That's when I hit them with the pull out. Okay, that super aesthetic pull out. I do it in all my videos. It hits every time. It's a banger. It just looks so clean, so clean. Okay, now we're gonna think. I'm just getting kind of a general idea. Okay, so got. It's gonna go looking for the broccoli, hockey, whatever the fuck he just said. As I'm pulling it out, I'm gonna try to keep that clip that was maybe like 1 second, maybe a little less than 1 second. As I'm pulling it out, and then boom, as it switches to that next one, I'm already in my head with the next clip. So the next clip is gonna be me visually showing how it looks like, you know, as if they were using it, which is, you know, these are all things you want to include in your videos. I wouldn't just show it, like, you want to basically help them realize how they would feel using the product a lot of the time. So the more you can make it of a vibe, the more you can make them go, oh, that's how I would look, that's how I would feel, the more inclined, you know, they are to impulsively buying it. Reincarnated, I was stargazing. Life goes on, honey, all my babies. Okay, so at some point, it has to go together. It's going to go with the phrases. I'm going to switch to the comment. I use it in all my clips, but I'm going to keep this background a little bit. I might actually change it. So this is another thing you want to do. You don't always, there's specific products. It all really is situational, and it just depends. But you want to see progression in a video. So a lot of the times, especially a video like this, I'm trying to keep it vibey, super engaging. I don't want to do the entire video just right here, right? So after I actually bang it out and pull it out, I think I might switch to over here in this corner, and then get this kind of cool little shit I have on the wall and stuff. which is a pretty good background for when I'm swinging it and shit through the air. We're not to that part yet though. Let's go ahead and get to recording our actual clips that we just talked about. Let me make sure this is still recording. Okay, awesome. So now I'm back to recording. For now, I'm gonna keep it in 0.5 until I get to actually the close-up of showing the LED, because the quality doesn't matter as much until then. And there is a bit of a quality drop-off, but it's nothing crazy. It's almost unnoticeable. Super noticeable to me though. So that clip I was talking about, I think I want to go here, right? So now I'm gonna set up, make sure my lighting coordinates with that said, clip. Hopefully I don't have to go unplug it. So I might be here with it. And of course this thing is fucking me up here. I'm talking so much in all these videos, bro. I keep getting fucking out of breath. The bulk is killing me. Okay, so now I'm here. I want to make sure the lighting's good the whole time. Make sure the camera's good. I want to face down a little bit more. I'm gonna be here. That's what I'm thinking. That looks really fire, honestly. And now they're starting to see, right? They're already understanding some Demon Slayer shit's going on. We're already hitting our niche. We're already hitting the target demographic, target audience. Now when I open this, boom, grand reveal. Okay, it's fucking Rengoku's sword. Once again, I'm using the sword because he is the most known character probably out of them all and the most liked. So it's gonna help keep people engaged who already don't get the picture. So boom, now I've already drug them in this far, right? If they're 4 or 5 seconds in already, chances are they're gonna watch the damn video, or at least up until you do something cool. So now we're keeping them engaged. We're reeling them in, right? We're only on the second clip. I show the sword. They're like, okay, it's just a sword, right? But it just looks like a sword. There might be something to it because, who the fuck is just going to show just some fucking little Rengoku sword? So these are all things you just try to be keeping in mind, trying to basically stay in the mind of your viewer. So now I'm here. So we're still with the aesthetic, super engaging looking vibe. Now I got to make sure the TV is going. Now, since we're not in the hook basically anymore, we're still kind of in the hook. I won't care as much about the TV. But still trying to get that good look in there. So now we're here. Make sure this looks fire. Okay. Keep going. And guys, like I said, this is what I'll do. I'll just keep over and over until I see one that's like, that's fire. I'll just keep going. You should keep because guys, another thing is product positioning in your videos, which we'll get into when I actually start pulling it out and everything. But there is a huge difference, and you'll notice in all my videos, it looks almost perfect. The way I have it, where the product is in the camera. There's never some random moment to where it might be kind of offset over here, or you don't see the full product and the sword is like half of it's missing out, right? You want to show them the whole thing in the middle. You want to keep everything as centered as possible the whole time, okay? It just keeps everything looking good, keeps everything looking aesthetic. That's what we're going for, engaging, right? So now I'm here. I'm waiting for it to come back on. Okay, so notice how it came out of frame. I'm remaking that bitch. I don't want it to land here. If you guys can see this, the whole top half of the sword is gone, right? My goal is to really get it to land here, okay? Which this shows the whole sword perfectly. So now I know, okay, I need to keep it geared down a little bit more instead of way up here. So going for that aesthetic. Okay, so I keep going down. I'm a fucking idiot. Okay. I think that one was good. I think I'm gonna leave that one. And there are sometimes, guys, what you really don't want is to have to go back and re-record a clip. So it's okay to make more. If you make fucking 4 different clips and you end up using the first one, it's okay. It's better to, spend that 5 minutes making those extra clips than having to reset everything up after you're already done recording. So I think that one was good. I'm gonna go back to the audio now, okay? I'm trying to keep it in mind, trying to make sure I'm flowing with it the whole time. I don't want anything to be off. Okay, so I think that'll work. I felt like the one I was okay with is maybe a little too short, but I think it'll work. Reincarnated, I was
stargazer. Life goes on, I need all my babies. Reincarnated, I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, I need all my babies.
Okay, so now, yep, I'm gonna stay with the exact same kind of framework that I had in mind. Life goes on, I'm pulling it out. I need all my babies as I bring it in. Boom, whip it out on the beat drop. Confirm one more time.
I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, I need all my babies. Reincarnated, I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, I need all my babies. Reincarnated, I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, I need all my babies. Reincarnated, I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, I need all my babies.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna throw the box as well. That kind of just came to me a little bit. I'm gonna throw the box as well. And normally, guys, like I said, you'll want to see a lot of progression in videos. This first half being only like in this exact spot is okay, just because I'm really going for this really nice visual with this background. So we're gonna get back to, there might be a part here. It looks better. So for controversy, I think I'm going to have, okay, so then again, so this is where the things, things to think about. In my head, I was like, okay, maybe for controversy, I will show Rengoku dying, because that's like, that's half the reason I'm showing this episode. That's a big known part. They call him a donut, all this shit. But then again, probably shouldn't, because that risks, TikTok seeing that and then maybe it violating some sort of community guidelines because it's showing somebody dying. So now that's out the window. But that would, if that wasn't the case, like TikTok taking it down, that'd be great controversy. There'd be a lot of people like, damn, he really had to show that. So now, let's see. I think it's not going to be great controversy at all. It might not even work at all, but I think I'm just going to keep replaying the same clip over and over and over, just because I want that visual. And then if it does end up helping out a little bit with, people questioning it, that's just a double win. Okay, so now I'm pulling it out and throwing the box. I'm going to listen to the audio one more time just because I spent so long talking. Kind of lost my train of thought on it.
Reincarnated, I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, I need all my babies.
So life goes on, I'm pulling it out. I need all my babies is when I'm switching clips to holding it here. Okay, now we're gonna play it again. Have that good background going. Back in 0.5. Make sure the lighting on it is good. Now I'm here. Okay, I don't think it worked at all. I'm gonna try to follow the hand. So this is just, as I'm going through, here's just things I'm thinking about. I'm gonna try to follow my hand with the camera as I come in. Just give it a little bit better of a visual. And now for instances like this, guys. So this clip itself, it's gonna be hard to do like really nicely if I'm going really fast, like I want the clip fast, okay? But if I'm doing it like that, it's gonna kind of fuck some things up, make things look shaky, and make things look not as good. So what you can do is keep that in mind, and I can just do it at whatever pace and then speed it up in post-production. So now I'm here. I know it's gonna be life goes on, I need all my babies, right? So life goes on. Okay. And notice, guys, how I have the orange. You're not gonna see it much, but just in case it does end up coming into the clip, that orange in the back matches the product. Just more aesthetically pleasing things. Okay, so now I'm here. Okay, so I need to do better at keeping it in frame. That'll work. Okay, wait. I actually think I want to show me pulling it out and then throwing the box. Let's see here. And then I'll cut it. Okay, now I'm already in my mind, I know I can make that look a lot better in post-production, so I'm gonna leave it, okay? Life goes on, so that's gonna be what all of that was. So now I know, okay, I'm coming in. Normally, the fuck, there's a big ass fly on my wall. Normally I would use the tripod. You guys are using the tripod right now to make this video, so I'm okay with using this. Normally I would sit up the tripod though, just because it makes everything easier. I don't have to retake the clips or any times, and everything looks perfectly aesthetic. But I'm okay because I've done this one before and it still looks pretty good. And it actually, no, I'll probably use this anyways. So to go with it, let's go back and hear the sound one more time. So we're already literally over halfway through the video.
Reincarnated, I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, honey, hum.
So life goes on. Right after that is what we just got done doing. So everything after life goes on is where we're restarting from.
Reincarnated, I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, honey, hum, my babies.
Okay, so perfect. That'll go with it good. Now I'm gonna try to really vibe with the music with this one. I need all my babies, whatever the fuck he said. So I'm gonna try to come in, and I'm actually gonna leave it on 0.5 for this one, guys. I know I just said normally I wouldn't, but I'll sacrifice it just to keep the vibe, because on 1 the vibe just ain't there as much. Where on 0.5 you can see more, so I can really like make it look like a whole different vibe, if that makes sense. So I think what I'm gonna do here is now I'm gonna come in, and life goes on. I need all my babies, right? So I'm gonna really try to flow with the music. So I'm gonna try to come in, kind of wave this bitch around a little bit, just really just flowing. Like I said, we're turning a basic concept into a fucking party, right? So I'm gonna come in and so it literally looks like I'm kind of like tensing up to unsheath it, which I technically am, but really just making that dramatic. So I'm coming in, boom, and this is all things you want to be doing, right? So instead of recording and then having to cut all this shit out, I'll just kind of really see how everything looks and what I'm going to do before hitting record, so we can leave out all that dead space. Like I said, it makes post-production a little easier. So I'm coming in, I need all my babies, I'm bringing it in, boom, then I'm pulling out, right? But I do want to keep it a little more aesthetic. I don't want it to be pointing straight at the ground, because I already know our next clip after this will be doing that. So I'm going to try to go here. I need all my babies. That's gonna look fucking fire. Okay, that is actually gonna look fucking gas. We might just be making an absolute banger here. Like I said, this one's so fucking finicky. It pisses me off, bro. This chest piece. But it is what it is. It used to do perfectly fine, but now that I've like really been getting like kind of complicated, like with my clips and shit, it's like really starting to get in my way. Okay. So also here's the thing with this exact. Let me make sure we're still recording. With this exact product, it looks better in the dark, right? So now this is gonna take some post-production skills. In the midst of the video, I'm gonna come in, I need all my babies, I'm still going to do the exact motion, so it's easier to sync up in post-production. But then after doing it, I will have to do the same thing, or half of it again, turning the lights off. So when I do pull it out, it's going to already be illuminated in the dark. And that's just, to make the product look better. If I were to do all my videos in the light, this product wouldn't have done nearly what it does or what it had did, because it just wouldn't fucking look good. Like I said, the whole point in just the grand scheme of things, you want to be keeping in the back of your mind no matter what, when you're making videos for products, you're trying to help the customer visualize them having the product. Okay, so the cooler and more of a vibe you can make anything, the faster, the easier you're gonna get a customer to impulsively buy it. Okay, so now I want to get this out of the way just in case this ends up coming back in frame. We're gonna move the box because you want to make sure no matter what, because in all these random movements and shit I'm doing, there's gonna be, although it's not gonna be in the frame at all, barely, there might be just a moment in time where I barely glimpse over there, So always keep that in mind too when you're recording. So now we're about halfway through the vid. I already know I need all my babies. Okay, so we already know the exact clip we're wanting. I still remember exactly how it sounds. Now, motherfuck me, break the sword. I need to make sure my fucking chest piece is there. Okay. So now we're here. Our lighting's there. I already know the sword. I want it like this. It's gonna be perfect. I think I'm okay. I'm gonna leave that there. Yeah, that actually looks fire as fuck. I actually might want that exact thing. Also, another thing I could do for controversy is leave this exact scene because it's kind of blacker, so you can literally see my body in the reflection of the thing, which actually could be decent controversy. There will be a lot of people, oh my god, I could see bro in the fucking TV, what a fucking blah blah blah. So that actually might work. Let's see if we can pull this off real quick. Okay, so we're there. I'm gonna recreate it a couple times just to make sure I get a perfect one. Okay. I lied to you guys. I'm gonna recreate that. Or I'm gonna listen to the audio one more time. Just to make sure we really get it.
Reincarnated, I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, honey, all my babies. Looking for the pop.
I need all my babies.
Reincarnated, I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, honey, all my babies.
Okay, so yeah, it's gonna work. I need all my babies. Gra, gra. So literally, I'm intentionally, fuck my life, come on. I'm intentionally going to pull in on the gra and then back out on the other gra. However the fuck bro says that. Okay, so make sure I'm on 0.5. Now we got Tanjiro crying, which is okay. That's pretty decent visual right there. I'm okay with it. Everything's there. I'm gonna go. Too fast. Okay, so I'm thinking. Okay, so I'm gonna go a little different. I'm gonna pull it in before. So yeah, I'm gonna be here. I already know, guys. So this is another thing to keep in mind when you're recording. I already know exactly where my hook is gonna be. So you wanna make sure it's not too much in the way of the product. It's okay if it, slips a little bit, but just trying to keep, everything seen that you want to be seen. So I'm thinking, gra, gra. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go here, gra, gra, pull it out. Now I'm having to go back. And this is fine, guys. This is just a little more editing that I'll have to do. That's basically it. I'm gonna keep it going. So we're here. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, so that's gonna work. I'm gonna have to quickly do this. Trying to stay in the exact same spot basically, so it's not much of a difference. Let's see if that's still glowing well with the other light on it. No. So we're gonna turn this one. That's what I do majority of the time for it. So now we have that super dark looking effect. Okay, that looks good enough. Actually, I might completely turn this way down to really get that good effect. Now we're here. So now it's really looking baller. That'll work. Okay, I think I'm good with that one. Just because this video is getting so long, guys. I literally thought I'd be able to do this shit in like 15 minutes. This shit's gonna be over like well over an hour of footage that you guys have to bore through because it's pretty dry. But this will be really valuable to you guys. This will definitely help you guys a lot. Like I said, you should be probably watching this in a little bit more sped up so you're not spending hours just basically a lot of dead space, me just kind of staring at a screen. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that one. Like I said, the 0.5 does hurt quality a little bit. After looking at it and after the clip, I wish I would have configured it to not be 0.5, but I'm not gonna go back. It'll be okay. It'll still look really good, but just in my own mind, I was like, oh, damn. Wish I would have constructed some sort of clip to make it in 1x so it looked even better. But it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be fine. And I am thinking about it now. The background, the TV is gonna be at a whole different scene when I actually do undo it, but hopefully in post-production, when I intertwine them, it'll barely be noticeable, and if it is noticeable, it still just goes right with it. So that's that. So now I should be done with my chest piece, but we're gonna see something real quick. We're gonna go back to the audio. So now we're over halfway through. The main part's over. So now the rest is just filler and to give a little bit more of a vibe to it and to end the video off really banger. So we've already done the grand reveal. Now we're gonna really sink in on that vibe of how cool we can make it look while we're using it. So once again, you know, give that vibe to our viewer.
Reincarnated, I was stargating. Life goes on, honey, and all my babies. Woke up looking for the broccoli. I can't keep a horn on.
Okay, so at this very moment in time, I don't know exactly how it's going to fit in, but what I want to do, I want to get like a close-up vibe of the product. So I'm gonna be here. I can get this to fit in post-production once I actually have the audio there. And I already know like basically the vibe. I just don't know exact time, but I know the vibe I'm going for and the vibe I want. So I want to be, so now we can switch to that point when now it's going to look really aesthetic. So our next clip is going to be here. That's going to look absolutely fucking fire. Okay, perfect. Another thing is, guys, you won't have to deal with that a lot. Let me make sure you guys can see me in frame here. You won't have to deal with that a lot. But for this one, for instance, it's LED, it lights up and shit. So, you know, sometimes if you want something to look a little clearer, you just click on your phone. It'll help with the quality. It'll help it focus, which obviously probably the majority of you know by now. So I'm gonna still be here. Now we got Tundra in the background. That would actually be perfect. So I'm gonna be here with this vibe. I'm actually just gonna keep it simple. I want Tundra to come back. Fuck me. I feel like that one scene. So this kid's name is Tundra, main character in the show. So it'll also be really nice to have him in that one really clear clip in the background. If it would ever fucking get to it. Is this shit paused? Are you fucking me? Wow. Okay. Sorry if some of you guys don't like the language. Like I said, it is raw. Okay. I'm gonna keep that. I know at least out of one of those clips that I'm gonna have a good one. Really just wanting a close-up vibe there, making it look all good on that 1x instead of 0.5.
Reincarnated, I was stargating. Life goes on, honey, and all my babies. Woke up looking for the broccoli. I can't keep a horn on me. Duck on my seat. I ownership, the blueprint is by me.
Okay, so now I'm gonna do, to finish it off, once again, really get that vibe in there. I'm gonna go for a visual that I've done multiple times. It just works really well. See if you guys are still in it. Okay, awesome, still recording. We're just about through, guys, and then we can get on to editing. So now, this looks really good. I've done this clip a lot. Now I'm making sure the background looks really, really, really nice. Let's see here. Okay, that's fine. My desk is a little dirty, but still looks okay. Okay, now going to get the flash on. I'm gonna turn this off. Get the flash on the phone because it looks really good when I'm doing this. Keep it on point or on 1x, so no 0.5 zoom. So what this does when I use the flash on these sort of clips, guys, this helps it look like it's super bright in the room, and this still looks super glowy, which just makes the product look that much more high quality, that much better. All of that stuff. Just things to keep in mind. Okay, so now we're going for our last clip. I really I don't want this pillow in the background for it. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so we're going for our last clip to finish it off. I'm just gonna get jiggy with it. Like I said, we're turning this simple concept into a party. I want all of this nice stuff, which I'll show you guys as soon as I get done with this clip, what the background looks like. Actually, I don't know. I wish I could fucking, okay, that's why. So like, this is, guys, this is how you make bangers, okay? You can't be lazy, you gotta do all this little shit. I was wondering why my room looks so bright when it normally doesn't. Had the damn window blinds open behind the curtain. Okay, so now it looks really aesthetic. So now what I can do, guys, I'm gonna turn off this TV. You guys might barely see shit for a second here, but just to make the product look as good as possible. I think I just banged one out right there, perfect clip. I'm gonna do it one more time just to make sure we have a perfect one. I might just go crazy with this one, do just something completely new that I haven't done, just to really vibe with the audio. Okay, that one was actually kind of crazy. It looked weird as fuck, but I promise, guys, in post-production, that's actually gonna look fire as fuck, especially when I go into like zooming in and out and all that bullshit. So that is everything. Now the video is done. I got all my clips. I went through bar for bar. That's literally my entire process. That is how I make a video. It took a little longer just because I've done so much explaining for you guys. I think on the video right now it's at like 40 minutes. Normally it would take me about half that time, if that. But I really wanted to be as thorough as possible with you guys. I hope that helped you a lot when you're in the middle of recording. I already know that after I get done with this, there's gonna be a trillion things I think of afterwards. I'm so bad at that part. But yeah, that's literally in a nutshell exactly how I would go to record. Now we are going to move on to the editing process.
Okay, guys, so now we are moving on to the editing process. So this is basically going to be, you know, obviously an editing tutorial and a little miniature CapCut tutorial. So off rip, we load into CapCut, new project. We are going to add in all of our clips. I do believe this is the one that we ended up going for the beginning clip. The rest I'll just add in and delete them if I do not need them. I know that I didn't end up using that one and I went with this one instead. So now we're going to add. Okay, so now we're in here. Now let's go over some basic functions, okay? Here's where we can add text. A lot of the time, if I'm doing like a simple hook like I'm going to be doing on this one, I won't add a text through CapCut. I'll do it through TikTok. That's more of just like my own sort of skepticism in thinking that it might do a little better than adding the hook on here. But it really don't matter, guys. Like that literally probably doesn't affect anything at all. I have been talking so much and so fast that like I've basically lost my voice, and I feel like I just ran a fucking marathon. But okay, so let's get this over with here. So now I'm just coming through. I'm going to trim this up, okay? I'm just going to go through my normal processes, and you guys will see how everything works, and I'll explain them as I do them. So now I'm going to find this exact clip that I ended up ending with. Okay, so I'm here. Where do I want it to start? I'll drag to that exact spot. Okay, the split is what you want to do when you want to split clips, and this is where you're going to start trimming and stuff and whatnot. Okay, So like, let me use this for example, just so I don't fuck up the clip I was just creating. But let's say like you want to trim something off of a clip. You can just move this, okay, side to side, take some off, add some, etc. Okay, makes sense. So if I wanted to end right here, I could just drag this to it. Boom, now it's ending right there, right? Okay, so now I'm deleting all of this. I want to get to my final clip, which I started here. Okay, so now we have the beginning. I don't even know if I like that one, to be honest. We could, what I can do is make it a little longer, and now I could speed it up. Okay. I don't know if I like that at all. It is what it is. We'll leave it. So now I'm going to the next clip. And I like to, as soon as I get done, and like, so like something to keep in mind when you're filming and you actually do get your clip, it'll probably be at the end of the clip. So you don't have to like sit there and watch all that shit and make editing longer. You can just skip to the end of what you know the clip is, which you can easily see by that little white bar on your clip. So like, this is a new clip. This is a separate thing. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to the end of this one, the last thing I did. So now I'm here, boom, boom, boom. And let's play it. Okay, I like that, perfect. I like to wait until the end of the video to do all of my like zoom in, zoom outs. If I add any, which I normally don't, but if I add any sort of transitions like through CapCut, which I'll show you guys after I trim everything, I'll do that post-production or after trimming as well. So basically wait to do anything extra until after it's almost in its final form. So trim everything first and then go add all the extra stuff. So now we're gonna get all of our clips perfectly lined up. Fuck me running. Okay, sorry for the language. So first things first that we need to do is actually go back to TikTok. Like I said, I'm going to, and I'm so,
Life goes on, honey, hug my babies. Woke up looking for the broccoli. I keep a horn on me, that on my seat. I peep ownership, the blueprint is by me. Mr. Get Off, I get off at my feet.
Okay, so we're not gonna end up using all of the audio like I've already stated. We're gonna go ahead and get it in here, then we'll trim it up. Should have done this first. Not a big deal at all though. So split, you treat the audios just like you would the videos, guys. So I split it, I'm trimming it. Okay, so see, perfect. Like literally that's how in tune I was with the audio. You guys are seeing this firsthand. I already had it edited and it's still syncing up with the audio before I ever even added the audio. That's how in tune I was, how locked in I was while recording, while keeping the audio in mind. Okay, so now, and literally guys, I'm not shitting you. If I were to have kept going, it still would have been in sync, okay? So that just shows you how fucking absolutely locked in I was. So now we're gonna go just to the end of each clip, keep trimming, and now we're gonna keep lining it up with the audio as we go through. So I already have it open, now we're on to our third clip, me pulling it out, and when I liked it. Okay, so I know it was somewhere around here. Last time I pulled it out was the clip I went with. So now we're here. I'm gonna start it there.
Life goes on.
Okay, I'll end up probably speeding those up. But let me see here. I'm just kind of like rough drafting it almost, and then I'll go polish it up. So I'm just going through right now, guys. This is just basic trimming. That's all I'm doing is getting all the clips right, getting all the timing there, getting rid of all. Sorry about that, guys. Camera died mid-recording. So let's resume where we left off. Now, like I said, we're just getting rid of just all the bull crap, all the stuff that we didn't end up using. So just basic trimming. Okay, so I like to just, as I'm editing, as I'm trimming, I just go back to the beginning every now and again, just see how everything's turning out.
Incarnated, I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, I need all my babies.
Okay, so now we know things need sped up a little bit. We need to trim some stuff off in certain areas, but we're still going to try to keep it going with the audio as much as possible. So now, like I said, I like to do basically just a little bit of a rough draft while I'm trimming, get everything just like where it needs to be, get all like the actual clips settled. Then I'll go in, I'll trim up, I'll take some off where it needs to be taken off or add more where it needs to be added. Then I'll do the zooms, the transitions, all that stuff. So we'll rough draft it, then we'll go in and do the rest. Okay. A lot of people mess up with these transitions, guys. It's okay to be like super thorough. I've seen so many kids try to like copy my videos and stuff, and it looks literally horrible. It's okay to be super thorough when you're trying to do like these complicated of transitions where they have to look almost seamless. So that's perfect, but this needs more, or it's like off, so it needs more speed.
Incarnated, I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, I need all my babies. Woke up looking for the broccoli.
Okay, that's okay. Now,
Incarnated, I'm a stargazer.
I'm just gonna keep going, guys. I'm just gonna like, because I can always add more and take off more. Like I said, we're rough drafting it, then we'll go through and really match everything up and get everything looking perfect. So we're gonna get this clip. This one took way longer than it should have. For such a simple clip, but sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, that clip's good. Okay. And like in this clip, guys, I shouldn't have been so lazy. Probably should have moved the random money I have laying on the table and my trash can full of shit, but it's gonna be all right. It's not in there that much.
Ownership, the blueprint is by me. Mr.
That's a little long of a clip. I already know in my head I'm gonna end up trimming that way down, or making it faster, speeding it up.
Incarnated, I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, I need all my babies. Woke up looking for the broccoli. I keep a horn on me. That could my seat. Ownership, the blueprint is by me. Mr. Get off.
Okay, not bad, not bad. So now we're gonna go in, speed everything up where it needs to speed it up.
I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, I need all my.
So yeah, this is super slow. I definitely want that one faster. But we also want to keep it, you know, synchronized with the audio.
Incarnated, I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, I need all my babies.
Okay, almost. So I feel like if we speed this one up to that 1.2, these up by 0.1, it'll still keep it pretty groovy with the audio, but might just get us right where we need to be.
Incarnated, I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, I need all my babies.
Nope, a little too slow. And also, I'm already seeing
life goes on, I need all my babies.
Where it's too slow. Anyways, like I wouldn't want this on there anyway. Boom, boom. Hopefully it still stays with the audio.
Incarnated, I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, I need all my babies.
Almost perfect. Now, I saw this one. It's a little slow for me. I want it faster. And that might just put us exactly where we want to be.
Incarnated, I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, I need all my babies.
Perfect. Okay, so now we're gonna trim this one down. I honestly, so this is, I'm kind of torn on this because it goes with the audio really well, but at the same time, that's just a little bit too drawn out for the clip. I wish I could get it, you know, definitely under 2 seconds. I'm kind of go back and forth and see what I'm gonna do.
Life goes on, I need all my babies. Woke up looking for the broccoli. I keep a horn.
Okay, so let me see here.
Woke up looking for the broccoli.
It just goes so well with it.
Woke up looking for the broccoli. I keep a horn.
I think I'm gonna leave it. It might hurt our engagement a little bit. That is a little bit longer of a clip. I don't really like keeping them that long.
Oh, my babies. Woke up looking for the broccoli.
I really do want to. I might just. It might leave it a little more engaging if I speed it up. I might add it to the back end.
Woke up looking for the broccoli.
See, like it's just not. Don't flow well when I'm shortening it like this. So.
Woke up looking for the broccoli.
Okay, that might go.
Need all my babies. Woke up looking for the broccoli.
Okay. If I could speed this up. Okay, by the way, guys, I forgot to tell you. So, if you're wanting to speed up a clip, you just click on the clip. Right here, you'll have all these different things. And, guys, you don't really need a tutorial for CapCut, but it might as well include it while we're going over this. It's really like you'll discover, it's self-discovery just like half the other things. Just go through here, guys, while you're editing and stuff. You'll understand how everything works. I never watched a single tutorial on it. Just over time, me making videos, I just started to understand how it works. And if you don't know how something works, you just keep clicking on shit until you find it. Find it. So click on the clip. If you want to speed it up, you press speed. I don't mess with any of these ever. You just press normal, and then you can slow it down or speed it up with this right here. So 1.2. Let's see now.
Woke up looking for the broccoli. Keep a home.
Okay.
Looking for the broccoli. Keep.
And guys, remember, we aren't doing any of the zooms or anything yet, so it's gonna have an even better visual after we're really done trimming.
Looking for the broccoli. Keep a horn on me. That could my seat.
Okay, so I know I want it to end around here. After hearing that, I didn't mean to do that. So now I'm gonna speed it up. I want this faster anyway, so it goes better. Okay, so see, it almost landed right there, perfectly where we want it. And like, as you guys will see, like a lot of the shit, like I'm like zooming through and like almost being able to like predict what's what and what. And that's just from experience, guys, just editing so much.
Keep a horn on me. That could my seat.
Okay, not bad at all. So now we're gonna trim up this. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so we're almost there. We're basically like, this is our rough draft now.
Incarnated, I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, I need all my babies. Woke up looking for the broccoli. Keep a horn.
I don't know if I like that at all, really. I don't know if I like this second clip. It does look good. Maybe it'll look better once we actually add our zooms, but it don't really flow that well with the audio.
Incarnated, I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, I need all my babies. Woke up looking for the broccoli. Keep a horn on me. That could my seat.
Okay, that was a little better. We're gonna deal with it just for the sake of not of this section not taking 45 years.
I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, I need all my babies. Woke up looking for the broccoli. Keep a horn on me. That could my seat.
Okay, actually it didn't turn out bad. Definitely is going to look better now. Okay, so now this is going to be a pretty, this is the one thing I had to look up when using CapCut at the beginning of my journey. This is the one thing I didn't know how people were doing, and I get asked this a lot. So the zoom ins and zoom outs, you're going to use what are called keyframes. They're those, let me click on that again. They're these little diamond looking things right here. So a little complicated to explain, but you'll want to click on a keyframe from wherever you, so let's say I want to the zoom to start right here, okay? I want to start in a certain position. I'm gonna click on the keyframe and get to that position. Okay, so I'm wanting it to look like it's gonna follow the box basically and then zoom out. That's what I already have in my mind, okay? So it's starting there, it's gonna keep it there. And now, since I already have that keyframe there, it's basically already like registered. So wherever I move it to next, it's automatically gonna go, like wherever I move the positioning of it in the crop to, is where our next keyframe will be added. So it'll basically move there, if that makes sense. So I'm moving there. Okay, see how it automatically added that little keyframe right there? So now I know right here, I want it to be zoomed out towards the end. Okay, and this will, guys, as you progress and edit more, it'll all start to make more sense and get easier. See that nice little visual right there? Notice how much different that made the clip look, bro. Okay, like look at how good and smooth that looks now. That looks fire. Okay, so Now on this clip, I want a slight zoom in. So I'm going to add the keyframe so this is where I want it to start the keyframe. And I just want this one. This one's super basic. I just want a simple zoom, slow zoom in. But I want it to end. I don't want it to be zooming the entire time. I want it to end at the zoom for just like at the tiniest millisecond, the clip end not moving at all, if that makes sense. So I'm going to do it right before the video ends. Boom.
Incarnated, I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, I need all my babies.
Okay, so honestly, let me watch this again. I might not use any zooms on these next couple parts.
Life goes on, I need all my babies.
Okay, yeah, I'm not. I think that's perfectly fine. But I will hit this zoom on this part. I like this. This visual looks really good when I zoom in after unsheathing it. And I will do this one all the way to the end. And I like to make it look like it's kind of following. So I kind of drag it up as well, if that makes sense. And plus, so I'm already keeping in mind, guys, where my text is going to be. And so like this is obviously making your screen miniature. But on your actual phone itself, you want to think that you're going to cut it up into 4 parts, right? Imagine your phone is cut into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Like imagine they're all equal though. You're going to want it in like this 3-ish, 4-ish area where they connect, if that makes sense. So really a good thing to keep in mind is right around where your power button is on most iPhones, actually. Within that area, give or take, a little bit of movement, that's where you're going to want your hook majority of the time, okay? Not way up here. Sometimes, like, if it's like super appropriate for the video, you can do a bottom one, but those are definitely not as common. So right around here, between your, actually that's even better. So between your volume buttons is a really good area to keep your hooks. So I'm keeping that in mind when editing as well. So let's see how this looks here.
Okay,
so I'm also gonna want to zoom there. Okay. And guys, notice how much this is transformed. Like, yes, the video already looked good, especially with the movements and the aesthetics that I'm doing with my hand and shit. But look, just in post-production, I mean, dude, I'm taking this video from like a 7-ish, 8-ish to like an absolute 10 on the visual aspect in post-production, okay? So editing does matter, guys. If you can edit good, you can make almost any video look fucking insane.
Incarnated, I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, I need all my babies.
I mean, yeah, this shit looks insane. So I'm looking at this now. I might not want this as fast. So let's go back. Just see how it looks. Not as fast. Yeah, it looks way better at that speed. So let's see if that ends up. Okay. So we're going to end it there. Also, that's another thing I like to do, guys, is for some reason, like it makes sense. It just makes everything all around better. And it definitely helps with rewatches. Also, like something to keep in mind, if you end your videos at a good point in the song, that really does help with rewatches because it just makes it a lot easier for them to just play it over and over and over because it just makes it that much more pleasing to the ears. So instead of ending it off like where he's in the middle of a word, if you end it off like right when he gets done, right when like whatever the audio is gets done with like a certain phrase or something, it just makes it that much easier to rewatch and that much more, engaging and easier to like keep rewatching. See, like right there, you heard that at the end. Let's take that off then.
See.
So that will have to do, you won't even, honestly, like it does have that little up at the end, but you probably won't even hear that. So. Perfect.
Incarnated, I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, I need all my babies. Looking for the broccoli, hot keep a horn on me, that's my seat.
Okay, now we're final touches here. I want some zooms here. I'm gonna just follow it. So I'm gonna go all the way to this end over here. Just a little zoom. Keep it nice in frame. Okay, at this point, I'll probably just zoom over here to it, but zoomed out a little more so you can see more of it. Okay, now I think I'm really gonna zoom out all the way. Okay. And now when it comes back here, I'm gonna zoom in. Back in. So it's really just like a clusterfuck. It's gonna be hard for you to keep up, especially if you're a beginner. But this will probably turn out looking really aesthetic. Yeah, see how that looks? Okay, so we took it from that previous clip to now it just is that much more just eye-catching. Now let's watch the whole thing, see if we're okay with it.
Incarnated, I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, I need all my babies. Woke up, looking for the
Absolutely fire.
broccoli. I keep a horn on me, that my seat.
Okay, so I'm okay with that. That looks great. I'm now going to delete the audio. And you don't have to do that every single time, guys, but if you're like really trying to go for like some super vibe or like for this exact sort of concept where I'm unboxing and I'm really mainly relying on how much of a vibe I can make the unboxing, then you can use that method of just like, you know, exporting the audio in there and using it, but then take it off because, you know, the whole point that is beneficial. It, you know, trending audios aren't everything, but, you know, if you can use them, that's just the cherry on top. You definitely want to. So always exporting in 1080p. That's weird. They just updated that button. It used to just be like the download arrow. Okay, now we're done. Now we're going to go to TikTok. Okay, now we're going to add. Don't pay attention to the draft. Okay, now we have Jared calling us. Let's end that real quick so it doesn't mess us up here. Okay. Now we're going to add it in. We already have our audio saved.
Reincarnated.
Now we're going to trim our audio
Reincarnated. I'm a star.
to where we started.
I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, I need all my babies. Woke up, looking for the reincarnated. I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, I need all my babies. Woke up. Incarnated, I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, I need all my babies. Woke up, looking for the broccoli.
Okay, so it's right at the end of that little tiny.
Incarnated, I'm a
You can see it.
stargazer. Life goes on, I need all my babies.
Like, guys, this stuff is like,
Incarnated, I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, I need incarnated. Incarnated, I'm a star.
I'm gonna go here just so you can actually hear me fucking talk. That's getting so fucking annoying. But like, guys, these little things matter, right? Like, these are the little things that make the difference between, you know, these kids that barely make it ever work or maybe get like one random product to hit off luck, and actually, you know, becoming like literally actually knowing the skill of going viral, being able to consistently go viral. These sort of things, these matter, right? When I'm making this, I know what engaging content looks like. I know what is needed. You cannot be lazy with these sort of things. That seems so tiny, so minor, but dude, I will sit there until every fucking little tiny detail, and that's what makes a banger.
Incarnated, I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, I need all my babies. Woke up, looking for the broccoli. I keep a horn on me, that my seat.
Okay, perfect. So now we're in TikTok with it. It's perfectly flowing with our audio, and now we're actually using the viral audio that's going viral in the anime niche on the video itself through TikTok itself. So now we have now it's time to put the hook in. So let's go find those. Let's go back to those. Okay, so now basically this is just it's just my own personal preference, which one I feel like I should use. POV, you just became Rengoku. You just became the Flame Hashira. Okay. I think I want to go with POV. You just became. So this is really just me brainstorming, guys. I'll be honest, I really genuinely just don't like any of these. Although they are decent. Okay, so now while we're in here, actually, we can go ahead and look at some of our old hooks. Maybe get some ideas from there. You're a Demon Slayer fan, I got you. Prototype. Demon Slayer. Set your heart ablaze. Okay, so this is a decent one. I've never ended up using. We might go with this one actually because okay, so like that's a big common like meme within Demon Slayer. They call Rengoku a donut because that's how he died. He got like fucking somebody punched him through his shit, like through his stomach. So they call him a donut. So that one would be like a funny, good one. I don't know. So the vibe of the video is more like serious, like badass, like oh we're vibing, and that's more like a comedic type shit. So So this is another kind of comedic hook that I come up with a while ago. 2 words, glowing demon slayer swords. A little slightly comedic, definitely controversial. You'll have a couple retards in there being like, yeah, not 2 words, blah, blah, blah. So this is where you see that we've used that hook in the past, the one that we were just looking at. How to impress a demon slayer fan. Okay, so that one also might be good. That one might work. Okay. Now, guys, like I said, this is really, you're just in my mind right now. You're going through it, like, this is completely raw, doing it with you guys. Let's see here. How to impress a demon slayer. And these emojis, guys, like this emoji, like some emojis, you'll see they work really well. Like the embarrassed face emoji and the secret emoji, that really pulls in the viewer. Because you're kind of like hinting towards something that they don't know about, right? Okay. I think I really like this one. I don't know if it's that good though. Let's see. So now you're in my mind with me here.
Incarnated, I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, I need her, my babies. Woke up looking for the broccoli. I keep a horn on me, that come my seat. Incarnated, I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, I need her, my babies.
This format, when using the sh emoji, it really, for some reason, it just hits. And it makes sense. It's kind of like a little different. So definitely is a little bit of a scroll stopper. Okay, not a bad hook. How to impress a Demon Slayer fan. The emoji is definitely going to carry this sort of format with the 3 dots in the secret emoji that hits on a lot of things, basically with anything you say. Then how to impress a Demon Slayer fan. That's insinuating you're gonna see something cool involving Demon Slayer. So that's basically like the thought process behind why that's a good hook. Another thing is I like to do, guys, you don't want to have your hooks like that, right? I'll see a lot of people do that. That'll cut off like half your shit, bro. Like it'll like literally cut off the entire N and the entire H, right? Because what it does when you post on TikTok, it zooms in, it magnifies by like 1.2 or some shit like that. So I like to keep them. You don't want to go too small, obviously, but I like to just really bring them in. The best way to think about it is like right on the edge of your profile pic. That's just about perfect. It doesn't have to be like exact, guys, but I like to, you definitely want to make sure it's at least that distance. And then just over time, you'll just consciously just understand, like you won't even have to think about it. Okay. Yeah, bro, and now I'm noticing that background. The background looks fire in all the clips. Perfect. Okay, holy shit. So I didn't even see that when I was first filming, but that was a really cool visual. I want you guys to watch. That was actually really nice. So it showed Rengoku on one side of the screen, and then when I actually opened and did the transition, it showed Tanjiro on the other side of the screen while they were basically like doing the same thing. Okay, that's pretty fire. Unintentional, but fire. Okay, so then just the background in general. This is another thing, guys, like setting up your, like whether you have just your room, you have another office, whatever. I literally intentionally, like my whole office is set up on some like trendy TikTok looking shit, right? So just really just every background, anywhere I film, it looks really nice. The background does. Okay. So we're gonna watch one more time. And that is a banger from beginning to end, editing and all. A fire vid. That one is a banger. I actually could see that one doing really well. And just as an extra little golden nugget, we'll even do the description together. But I won't be posting right now because for this account, it normally does really well when I post a lot later at night, like literally around 10 p.m., 11 p.m. is normally when I post for this account. So how to impress a Demon Slayer fan. Sometimes you can go based off your hooks, guys. Sometimes you can just go way off the wire. You want to do something that's engaging. You don't just want to do bullshit, okay? Like you already see in another part of the course, a lot of the ones I'll do for Anime Blade specifically is just literally describe what it is. It really helps TikTok's algorithm basically understand and throw the videos in the right places off rip. But you can also do something that goes along with your hook. For this exact example, let's think together. I could easily just do a really common like description that I use is just another good hook. That's another thing you should do, guys. So if you have previous winning hooks and you're not using that exact hook in the video, you can just use that hook as your description, okay? Which is just, a double whammy, just really adds the cherry on top. So what I can do for this one is, no, I don't. So normally for something like this, if it wasn't this exact hook, I would probably do something like, don't let a Demon Slayer fan see this. With the shh, but that's a little, it would just seem a little weird with this exact concept, or with this exact hook. So I'm gonna do Rengoku's katana, but it glows. Okay, now we're adding even a little bit more controversy into the description as well, which is what you can do. It doesn't normally work nearly as good as inside of a video. And in this video, guys, I know I didn't really do any controversy. You really want to try in some way, somehow add it into every single video. But you definitely can go viral without controversy if it is a good enough video. Rengoku's katana, but it glows. So this one... this is the emoji. I like this emoji. I like to use this emoji a lot. It just goes with the product. Rengoku's katana, but it glows. So this one describes it really well. And also what I meant by like a little bit of controversy, it obviously doesn't glow, it lights up. Actually, let's just keep it like literally straightforward. So I like that. Okay. Engaging, nice emoji, some capital letters and shit in there. Just a decent, the description really barely matters, guys, but it's definitely something you don't just want to literally not give a fuck about. Okay, and then I just use all of my hashtags that normally work really well. Sometimes I'll change them up, like if the previous video didn't do that crazy, I'll like go and like, and this is just all my own skepticism. This really doesn't matter. And also, guys, hashtags also don't matter, but I've just always used hashtags for this product, and this is a good product to use hashtags for just because it is so niched. I'm actually going to take away that anime for you page. Goku. Hashtag. Tanjiro. Hashtag. Demon Slayer. Hashtag. Anime. Okay, so now we can see exactly how it looks on the For You page.
Life goes on, honey, hug my babies. Woke up looking for the broccoli. High key, keep a horn on me, that could my seat. Incarnated, I'm a stargazing. Life goes on, honey, hug my babies. Woke up looking for the broccoli. High key, keep a horn on me, that could my seat. Incarnated.
Nice. Okay, so that's it, guys. That is from beginning to end, this entire new section of the course, raw as it can get, all the way from me starting, coming up with the concept, audios, all that, all the way to editing and getting it posted. I hope you guys gained a lot of value from this.
Okay, guys, so that concludes the live filming leaked from inside the Money Making Committee. I hope you guys gained a lot out of this. I hope, this changes the game for you and you can actually go and apply everything you just learned and 10x your business. Now, with that being said, of course, after showing you that and leaking this from inside, I've got to shamelessly plug the MMC Discord. I do not call it the best organic dropshipping Discord on the internet for no reason. Obviously, half the reason I say it is because I created it, but the other half is because it's actually true. The amount of value and education and results that you can get inside are unmatched compared to every other Discord that you're finding on YouTube. I mean, joining the Money Making Committee is an absolute no-brainer if you actually want to start seeing success with organic dropshipping. Inside, not only do you get access to me, but multiple other six-figure organic dropshippers. You get access to things like a customer support team so you don't have to deal with emails anymore, connections to my personal private suppliers, private research VAs, vetted website developers, basically everything you'll need to automate or make the current products you're running more passive, allowing you to build and scale faster and higher, turning organic dropshipping into a legitimate business. And on top of that, now obviously included inside the Discord is the awesome community of like-minded individuals, tips and tricks that I give out you won't hear anywhere else and definitely not on YouTube, but multiple group calls weekly, all the way from case studies, special guests, AMAs, multiple hours a week that you're getting to hang out with me and everybody else inside the community for an hour straight at a time. And I mean, I could just keep going on and on about the insane amount of value that's inside the Money Making Committee, like the winning products constantly given to you, the feedback chat, trending audios given to you, the constantly updated course. We have a not so funny meme channel, hopefully it gets funnier, and to top it all off, I probably should have included this at the beginning, but we've also added $300 to $500 worth of subscriptions to apps and softwares that you use on a daily basis as an organic dropshipper. So technically, the moment you click the button to join the VIP portion of the Money Making Committee, you're already at a positive return on your investment. So if you really want to take organic serious, I'm going to give you the opportunity to click the link in the description of this video. It's going to send you straight to the Money Making Committee's Discord to where you can get cooking off rip. But with all that being said, I'll stop yapping about it. Regardless, I hope you gained a lot of value out of this video. I hope you watch this video and, over the next few weeks, over the next few months, you go and make a shit ton more money than you have been, or at least start seeing a little bit more success. But regardless if you join the Money Making Committee or not, I don't care, no hard feelings. As always, the choice and the decision to change your life is always up to you. But regardless, of course, stick around for these awesome videos, always gaining awesome value. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff, and follow your boy on IG, which is also linked in the description below. I hope all of you guys have an awesome week, and I will see you on the next one.